Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis updated commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinion as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com, where I dive deeper into all these different sectors, into individual companies looking for potential investments. May Day is still an active coupon code. So let's dive in. Let's take a look, see what's going on, starting with the dollar. Now, the dollar was up a little bit today, a little bit, and we had yields fall. That's generally kind of a scare, a little bit of a scare thing going on in the markets when people kind of run to the dollar, and then we see people running into bonds too, so the yields drop. So a little bit showing up a little bit there. But if we back out a little bit, this still looks good to me to go lower, not higher. So I don't know how long this will last. This kind of dollar going up and bonds going up with it. And again, we have a yield curve that is inverted. It is uninverting, and the unemployment rate is going up. And this is generally when yields drop and potentially the dollar could go sideways for a period of time. 2-year yield dropping. We haven't broken out of this. This could be a retest of the pattern. So I wouldn't say that we're just going to drop like a rock. Uh, it could be a potential retest here, which means that we could go higher in the short term, potentially, or sideways. So I'm going to hold it, see what occurs over the next few, trading days or weeks. If the yields continue to drop, that is people running to safety. If they hold here, which they very well could, kind of do like a double bottom here, we could bounce and go back up a little bit. So that's where we're at. And this is why I don't trade the short term. I look at more of the long term stuff. 10-year yield also a little bit lower today, down about 2%. And big picture view, though, I mean, this does look like we could work our way lower for a period of time. Same with the 30-year yield. Definitely looks like we could work our way lower over a period of time. And here it was moving on up right into a large selling pressure candlestick today. So we could see follow through lower. We could see lower yields and follow through for the next trading sessions. TYX TNX ratio. This does look like it wants to break to the upside. What does that mean? It means that precious metals gets the tailwind. In these sell everything type of events, it's possible that everything gets sold off in one big swoop. But generally speaking, when this goes up, precious metals go up with it, with a couple of events in the middle when we do go up, where you get these sell everything liquidity type selling pressure moves. TLT bond prices up 1.31%. There we are today. Not a overly large green candlestick or anything like that, which is kind of weird. But we've broken the downtrend, and I would say over time that we'll work our way on up for a period of time. But that's what I'm seeing, and that's if we get a slowdown. The 2 and 10, we inverted a little bit today, so really it was the 10-year going down more than the 2-year today. And this could be, and we'll see, maybe it's a double bottom and we work our way on up, or we break through this last form of support and start ripping to the downside. If it were me, longer term, I do think we'll go down. Short term, it's a difficult read. Gold, slightly lower, down about $4 an ounce, but if we get lower yields and we continue to uninvert the curve, we're going up. That would be my bet. Silver down 2.6% in the sell everything day. Yeah, we could go down here. We could retest. But overall, guys, I don't think the short term and the little wiggles matter. I think we're going up, like way up. We've broken through all these resistance levels. Everything looks good. Nothing's broken. Platinum down 2.33%. I actually like it down here. I think this is a good spot to be looking for the physical metal. We are still squeezing and we haven't broken through that downtrend yet. Palladium down 2% as well. Kind of the sell everything event going on today. Everything on sale. But yeah, this still looks okay. We're above a bunch of support for palladium. GDX down quite a bit. Same with GDXJ and SILJ. Nothing spared, I think, across the board here. We're getting a little bit of selling pressure, and I do think that we will continue to go up with time because we are above a lot of support levels. We've broken out of patterns to the upside, and we're just getting a return move. XEU to gold ratio down quite a bit today, 3.77%, but we're still above all of the key support levels. And everything looks a-okay for a move higher with time. Maybe we pull back for a couple more days to a retest, which is a great buying point. Crude oil down 4.4% or so. We are dipping below this support level to the downside, and we are going to get that false breakdown move. So that's what I think is going to be coming here is a false breakdown. We could get down to the 60s. Well, we'll see how far down we could get a nice little pullback here, maybe even down to the 60s or 50s, if the selling pressure and the fear in the market gets entered. But I don't think it has anything to do with the fundamentals necessarily. It has everything to do with the macro and the yield curve uninverting and all that stuff, if it does dive down there. TTF nat gas also selling off, not spared. Looks like we could have further downside. Natural gas in America looking actually quite strong, up 4%. Could see some upside there. We've got XOP, yeah, you know me, down almost 4% today. And this is a bearish pattern here. So we came in, and then we could break down a little bit here. This could run because we are starting to break through some support that we've got down here at the trend line. So this could drop quite a bit before heading higher. And that's the slowdown having an impact on it. The recession, fears of recession, all of those things. OIH also being impacted, and it also sold off quite heavily today, 4.42%. We'll see if there's any selling pressure follow through tomorrow. But this is a continuation pattern with a big selling pressure move, and those generally work their way lower until the selling pressure abates. We are below support, and this could get a little bit ugly for the short term. Newcastle coal futures selling off too. It was not spared in the sell-off, going down with TTF gas. Could pull back a little bit further if we see more selling pressure in the overall markets. We've got Sprott Physical Uranium Trust down 4.66%. We're still above the lower end of this support level, and we'll see if that holds. The Sprott, or not, the uranium futures price holding steady, just down 0.3%. URA down quite a bit, and this does look bearish. These patterns that face upward, these guys here, and we've broken that to the downside. So we could see further downside ahead of us in all of these different forms of ETFs here. It all sold off quite heavily today. So there could be further selling pressure, and there could be some follow through here as we still exhibit large selling pressure, the big red candlesticks. We close at the bottom of those candlesticks, and we could see further selling. Copper also selling off a little bit, down about 3%, still above a lot of support. We've got COPX down 7.5% as well, and we've got support down at about $37-ish. Yep, 36, $37. Iron ore, slightly higher today, one of the few reds, but still looks a little bit weak in the short term. We could sell off more. Aluminum also selling off, and that does look like we've got some downside momentum. Support is all underneath us in this general area here. We've got nickel down 1.5%. I wouldn't be chasing these waterfalls here. Waterfall declines, they are. We could see some selling pressure still. It's a bearish engulfing today. We've got Moo down 1.74%. This actually looks the best of the group as we've broken out of the falling wedge to the upside. And yeah, we did experience selling pressure today. Selling pressure in emerging markets, slightly stronger dollar, weaker yields, and everything sold off. Everything did. KRE sold off a little bit, but still holding pretty strong for KRE. Not a big red candlestick. TAN getting some selling pressure. We'll see if it continues. We've got lithium down 3.38%. That does look still a little bit weak, as this is a pattern that is facing upward. All these patterns are facing upward. Those are bearish patterns where they could break further to the downside. We've got REMX also breaking to the downside, down 4.6%, and we could see further downside. Momentum is still lower. Baltic Dry Index up 5.8%. The oddball out of the group. Looking good, go higher of all of them. XHB down 3.4%. We had some bearish candlesticks up here. It looks like we did get some follow through to the downside today. And that could continue. We've got Russell 2000 going down 3%. I'm curious to see if this holds at this support level that we got right underneath us. Because we're getting selling pressure across the board here. S&P 500 selling off pretty heavily, down 2%. This is at the top of a rising wedge, and this doesn't look all that good. We very well could roll over here in the S&P 500 and roll over in the NASDAQ. Big selling pressure, big red candlestick. We've got bearish engulfings all over the place here. Those generally precede a move lower. So we'll see if there's follow through tomorrow or the following weeks of trading to see if there's any more selling pressure. This all deals with the inverted yield curve, the uninversion of the yield curve, and it's the yield curve and unemployment rate. Those two things put together. SMCI just moving sideways today. It was spared, but it looks pretty ugly too. Momentum still to the downside. NVIDIA getting ripped, down about 10%. This very well could experience a big decline. If those conditions play out, uninverse the yield curve, unemployment rate, well, that's your driver down. Your slowdown is here. Bitcoin down a little bit, but still holding steady. And then Ethereum down 3%, but still holding steady at this moment. Nothing really breaking yet. So that's what we've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you would like. We still have that coupon code Mayday if interested. Next week, we've got a question and answer session. I believe it's Sunday. I'd have to look again. I know it's early in the week. Didn't really look. I did update all the new dates for everything. So all the dates are in there coming up in the Saturdays and Sundays that we do the question and answer sessions. And then obviously we have a midweek update tomorrow. So that's what I've got for today, guys. Don't forget to give me a thumb up. See you next time. This is Finding Value.